Hello again. What we have in front of us is a problem from 1935 by a Soviet composer who is unnamed, but it's a very good one. It's a bit on the long-winded side. What White is going to do here is going to play and win, but there is a checkmate in 20-something moves, the low 20s in fact, and there will be a staircase mate in play. Can you see the key move here? Just take a look at that position. Right, well, the key move is check. And what White is suggesting to Black in that position is that if you move to G7, which is this square, I'm going to fork King and Queen. So he cannot afford to do that. He has to move to either here or here. That is the preferred square. Why is it the preferred square? Well, quite simply because White's next move is to here. He's putting Black in check and he's attacking the Queen. Now, if the King had moved to G8, the Queen wouldn't be able to do that and he'd be instantly beaten. So, what does White do in this position? Just take another good look at it. Well, what he does, he starts the staircase mate and he plays to A1 like that. Check. Now quite clearly the Queen cannot interpose because it would be Queen G7 mate. So the King has to go here. And then it is a laborious business, but it's worth it because we'll win this game. Queen to their check. Now what must be noted is at no time can this Queen afford to interpose because he'd be caught in that, the knight fork. So he has to avoid that. So all that he can do, he has to reconcile himself to the inevitability of keep going back and forth. And so now White goes here. So Black goes there. And we go here. As I have said, it is a staircase mate. We're just gradually climbing onwards and upwards. Let's take a look at that. We're getting ever closer to him. He has no option but to keep going back and forth. You note how here we're not repeating moves. Black is repeating moves, but White is moving ever forward. So there's no question of being caught in a threefold repetition just as well because White has the winning of it. So we're not far away. He has to go back to H7. Queen F5 check. And we go there. So he has to go here. So what do we do in that position? Just take a good look at that. We've run out of checks with the Queen, otherwise we'd be backtracking to him. We don't want to do that. We have a neat move here that really finishes the game, causing Black to resign, but we'll demonstrate the checkmate. Well, the move in question is to go here, and if you look at that, we're putting Black in check, and he has no longer any move with his king. The only move that he has is to take the knight and we take the queen. And then he is left with practically nothing because if he tries to do something like this, then all that we need to do is this. And he can push the pawn on if he wants, but we simply go here like this. What can he do? Well, he can do very little. He can play something like this. But then we can shut him out. Where does he go? Well, he could play here and we play there. And if you notice what we're doing is we're confining him to the H file here. He can't go on the F file because of White's queen and he can no longer move on the G file. So he has to go here. There's no risk of a stalemate here. You can confidently play there. Why? Well, if the pawn weren't on the board like that, then that would be stalemate. But the pawn is on the board and it can march. So what does White do in that position? How does he finish him in two moves? Well, all that he needs to do is to go there. And it's simple because he has no other move. And then the Queen can come in like that and that is checkmate. There's a very neat problem from a composer who clearly knew what he was doing. These staircase mates are very interesting and I trust that you enjoyed that one. And goodbye for now.